So let me start with the start. I've been raised in Germany. I was born in Germany, and currently I'm in uni, enrolled as a student of physics. I work at the site for the university as a assistant in scientific matters, and then I have my passion project, which some of the audience might know me of, Amanet.e.v, Instagram, on social media platforms managing.
Yeah. So before we get into that, I mean, when you was a child, when you was young, what was your goals? What was your aspirations? What was your dreams?
I remember at one point I wanted to be a president. I don't want to be a president no more, but I remember I used to want to be a president. And then on the contrary, I used to want to be an actress as well. So right now I'm somewhere in the
middle. So talking about right now, I mean, what are your goals now? What do you feel like maybe you have achieved, or what are your goals now? What are your goals?
Okay, my goals, I have many goals, but my most important goal is to be able at one point to feel happy, nevertheless, because my aspirations, I have that place above Tulio, because as human beings مش كلها ناس معبلين نفتن كنعبي بزخنا من قدي. But at the core, I think it's only because I wanted to feel happy and I wanted to feel love, and I'd like to be pro at skipping the journey and to feel the feeling I aspire to now, and the goal as a byproduct. That's how I want to define my present goals.
Yeah. Even your Tigrinya speaking is like A1, if that's the right word. Like it's really good. But I know when you was on LYE.TV, I think you was getting comments and stuff like that. They were telling you like stop.
Rest in peace, Tigrinya.
But I mean, it's really good. And so how did you learn that when you was young? Did it come from the community? Did you go to Tigrinya school when you was young, or how did you?
I get that the question a lot, but I never know how to answer it shortly because it's a long one. So if I may,
go for it.
Before I started kindergarten, أبغى because sure, ولدينا بعلم في German أيمن الأخوان نيران, you know,
yeah.
And أنا again kindergarten مستمركو German صغيروني, and that's also the time when my parents started to speak more German anyway because of work, and my parents went to training or something. I don't quite remember. So then German won in our household. Ginkani, like it's a common here. I don't know for you guys. We go to Beit Martis Sambet or Marti, and then either you go into a private one for your community, or you go to the one from church. For me, it was the community one, so we went there every Friday. It started with me, like I was in the first class ever taught Tigrinya, and we went there, but we didn't go to learn Tigrinya, right? We just went because we like to hang out with our friends, and also our parents, like I talked to, like they didn't take it too seriously because their prior goal was having us together with other Eritreans. That was the main goal, and of course, we know how to read, but back then we don't even know what that meant. Like it took us years to finish a sentence to read, but then again, we didn't know what we were saying at all, just because we memorized the letters. And after that, I noticed I love Zemana, like melody, Eritrean melody, pentatonic. It hit me differently. I can't explain how.
How old was he then?
That's how I. 12, I think, like 10, 11, 12. Like I was very young, and the whole English phase, like Beyonce, Destiny's Child, and whatnot, it all went by me. I never it never caught up with me. Even like, you might laugh, he's a respected artist, but Tupac was not a name for me like until a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And so I think that I had something in the back of my head, because as a little child, I only know how to speak Tanzania, like until I was 3 years old. And then like Zema Atmalisani Tikonka, and it matched. It felt like a match. I don't know. It matched. It felt authentic to me to listen to that instead of other languages or other kind of music. And then I started working for Amanet.e.v, and that's also how the majority of the people know me from. It's from backstage Wintu. Is that then I started to actually live the Eritrean life, because all of a sudden I'm surrounded by Eritrean people.
Yeah.
But like 1 year before that, it's just been one black girl in all high school. You know, it was a cultural shock, I must say. But that's how like Daldilo.
Yeah.
I had the prior knowledge from the back of that, and then I had my interest anyway, and then I had a place to live it.
You was brought up in Frankfurt, wouldn't I? I would expect that Frankfurt would be like, if I remember rightly, that it's like a Eritrean hub. Like there's a lot of Eritreans in Frankfurt. In Germany, Frankfurt would be like the Eritrean hub for. Yeah. So there was a sense of community. Like everyone can trust each other, and what was that growing up in Frankfurt? How was that like in Germany?
It's a difficult question to answer because I don't know anything else. That's the thing. I know a little bit about Eritrean life because of dramas and my family stories and whatnot. But it's good. I like the system. I know the system. I feel home here. Yeah. Of course, I like to go back to Eritrea one day. But
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Your Instagram page, that's where I wouldn't say found you, but it's where, the social media kind of stuff, when you're scrolling and you see something and this looks interesting, this sounds interesting. If you could tell the people listening, what do you do? That Instagram page, what is it about?
It's about reminding my friends online that their power lies within, even in tough times, that you still have the responsibility because you are able to respond. I always like to say that. I know it's cliche, but to choose. You always have the right to choose and the power to choose. And I share my insights, my own remedies I use on myself, some relieving quotes I like to share. I want it to be a place, a safe place, a warm place for people to go to have it as an anchor, because I know social media is an instant thing. And you get distracted a lot. Yeah. But I want to serve some sort of
purpose for people, or
purpose and stability. Yeah.
Because when I was watching, it was like it was thoughtful. You thought about the questions that you was asking the people that were following you. You had conscious questions rather than it being like materialistic. You had thoughtful questions, like you had questions about you asked about self-love. You asked just before Christmas. I think there was 3 weeks to Christmas. What do you want to achieve just before the new year? What?
So مش علك كم زي حدش عمت نسمته زي عمت زي أنا تياخد هون زين قصتني زين خدت زي علم عمت متحلفة خاني أبزي أبو تخفت فيه and I think like 70% of the people who do that on New Year's Eve fail just because it's not from a place of commitment. It's a place of, it's a habit. On New Year's Eve, I'm going to say that, but everybody knows there's not, and I wanted to save some of my friends from that disappointment, you know? Whenever you start something, you have to start it in the mind and then also with the heart. You start with the mind and it goes to the heart, but that takes time and you have to do it consciously. So I was just preparing them for New Year's Eve with the thing, with the undertone of, hey, if you want to start something then, you can do it now too. Just do something with your tata and abalka. It is the highest that's the only task. It is the highest money, or I have the money, and then it's a absence and do that before New Year's Eve. So then on New Year's Eve, you don't even have to say something about it because you're living your change already.
Yeah.
Because it only takes a little step. But I wanted to get them from head to heart to a little step for them to believe that they can go even further. Because right now we are in a bubble of, oh shit, sorry, oh dang, daily struggles. Like I have to do that. Okay, we know that. What is it that you're truly aspiring for you? And then break it down into a little step that you can take tomorrow or now.
Yo. I don't need a coach. I don't need advice.